Sports Desk, Orlando Pirates and Stellenbosch FC will cross swords once again for the 2025 MTN8 Final at the Mbombela Stadium in a few hours. The Buccaneers are favourites going into this encounter due to their cup pedigree and current form across all competitions. Meanwhile, Stellenbosch are underdogs to a certain extent. Their current form is a major concern, having won just one of their last 4 matches across all competitions. However, they will be keen to avenge their defeat to Pirates in last season's MTN8 Final. Joining us now, sport reporter Yolulwe Qoshe and former Orlando Pirates captain Lucky Lekgwathi. Yolulwe, I see you've got a legend with you there. What's his prediction?
Yeah, well, a very good afternoon to you once again in studio, Gwen, as well as to the viewers at home, of course. Fever pitch here at the Mbombela Stadium, getting closer to kick off. The fans are also starting to trickle in more. I've got a very popular figure amongst those Orlando Pirates fans. Orlando Pirates former captain and legend, Lucky Lekgwathi here. Skipper, legend of Orlando Pirates. Let's speak about this occasion first and foremost. They call you Lucky Lekgwathi, but absolutely nothing lucky about the career that you had at Orlando Pirates. One of the most successful captains of the club, a double treble winner. You know what it's like to be in these big occasions, right? Let's speak about coming into the stadium. What are the players thinking right now?
Yeah, no, it's a big occasion, obviously, playing to the final, and as we're talking behind the scene, that, you know, what comes into our mind preparing for this. You know, it always starts on Monday. Monday, you know, as a senior player or as a captain, you make sure that you can motivate the players, you know, to focus, you know, from Monday until, you know, Saturday, knowing that playing a final is not just an ordinary game, you know, it's a final. They want to win it. Like now they're playing MTN8 Final, Orlando Pirates. They want to make history, to win it for the first time. And yeah, as a senior player, you make sure that, especially the new players, you know, you sit with them down the youngsters, tell them about the experience of playing the final. And as for the coach, obviously, first time playing the final, he want to make history, be in the history of, you know, MTN8, and to carry on where the previous coach left. And it's going to be good, you know, to see the coach lifting this trophy.
You won a double treble. You helped Orlando Pirates win a double treble during your time as skipper of the club. How much does it help when you've got a culture of winning, when you know what it's like to win, like this Orlando Pirates team that has already got the record for the MTN8? How much does that help when you're going to yet another final, knowing that you've done this again over and over again?
A team of history, obvious, you know, when you sign for a team, they always tell you that, you know what, this is a team of history. You want to leave your mark and leave your legacy. So yeah, for players winning this trophy, obvious, they know that they'll leave their mark and, you know, to leave their legacy. And it's always setting a tone, winning MTN8. You know, going to the league, knowing that you can win the league, you can still win another trophy and another trophy. So it happened with us. Our target is to win MTN8 so that it can set a tone going to the league and to other competition. And yeah, you know, we were lucky to win 3 trophies, and not only a season, you know, back to back. And I think MTN8 is always set a tone, you know, for the league.
What do you make of the current Orlando Pirates crop? Hasn't changed too much, but there's a lot of players that have been signed. Some are straight into the team, others are still yet to be integrated. What do you make of how the season has started under a new coach and the way that the players are shaping up so far? We
didn't start very well. Why? Because of, I think we rushed some other players, you know, 6 or 5 changes in the team, and which is, you know, it didn't went for us. But I'm happy. It happened at early stage of the season. We changed, then we bounced back. Now today, as we speak, we are in the final, you know, of the MTN8. And I think, you know, I don't blame anyone. Even the coach is new. He wanted to, you know, to study something. But obviously, it didn't work, you know. And I'm happy he brought those guys that they, you know, want MTN, you know, 3, you know, in a row. And obviously, you know, I think they are doing a good job. And as new players, you know, they must just introduce them gradually, and obviously they'll adapt to the team. And I'm happy with the signing. After winning double, the chairman didn't sit and say, no, we have a good team, we want double. You know, he went to sign other players. And the good thing about them is that most of them are young. And yeah, they have a future with Orlando Pirates.
Some big players are coming back for this particular game. Kosnati Sebisi, Tabiso Sesane, Koroli Sanda, Makatleni Makaola is also in. How difficult is it for a player, from a player's perspective, to come from a long injury layoff and to come to a game of this magnitude. How does the coach manage this situation? Does he leave them out of this? Or does he say, I trust you because you've won these trophies before, go out there, give me 45 minutes or whatever you can give me?
As a coach, knowing that I have experience of winning the team, obviously, even if he include me in the team, even if I don't play, but with my experience of winning it, obvious for me being there, I'm going to motivate other players, and I think the coach is doing a good thing to bring those senior players because of playing the final. You need senior players, As I said to you, to talk to the youngsters, having experience of winning this trophy, and it's gonna good, to see players like CBC, even if it doesn't have, play, even if he can be on the bench, just to motivate those boys. And yeah, it's good, to have senior players in the team, the players that have experience of winning MTN8.
One of the players that's emerging, a fan favorite at the moment, Mbeki Stellenbosch, a young defender. It's a name on everybody's lips, but there's also the debate about does he go to the SA Under-20 World Cup or does he stay with Orlando Pirates and hope to participate in the Senior World Cup with Bafana. How do you think the club and SAFA should deal with that process? Is that an important competition for the young man to go to, or is he now fully a senior player that should be focusing on helping the Orlando Pirates team? There's also a senior in the Orlando Pirates team already as a captain.
Very true.
But yeah, so how do they deal with that, skipper?
He reminds me of his old John. I remember when I joined Orlando Pirates, the youngest captain ever, and yeah, he won the league, and Mbokasi reminds me all for John. It's the future is bright, and I think for me, it's good to be given opportunity. As the young age, lead a big team like Orlando Pirates, and as I'm always saying, senior players, obviously, they must play their role of helping him, to lead the team. And the boy, I think, is doing very well. But for me, I think they mustn't rush him to go overseas. Let him play, enjoy his play in South Africa, and when time is right, he can go and play overseas.
The coach. How big is this for Coach Abdeslam Wadu? Because there was a lot that people remember about Coach Jose Riviero. The pressure's now on him because Riviero made this trophy his bread and butter. Now the coach didn't start well, but in this competition, he's been doing very well. How important is it for a new coach to win a trophy to start off his tenure at a big club like Orlando Pirates?
Obvious, there's always pressure to play a big team like Orlando Pirates. The previous coach, he set the tone, and for him, it's just to continue with the tone. And I'm happy, they're in the final, and for the boys, make sure that they win this trophy for the coach. And yeah.
Closing predictions for this particular game. I know where your heart is, but is your brain saying the same thing? Do you see Stellenbosch FC coming as a threat? Of course, they're hungry because of the way that they lost the last final. They might have revenge on their minds. Do you think they can do it? On how do they hurt Orlando Pirates?
Obvious. They'll be coming for a revenge. And for Pirates, they want to make history of winning 4 in a row. And yeah, it's going to be an entertaining game. These supporters, are here to see goals. As MTN giving back to, communities, there's goals for the charity. And it's going to be good, to see a final of goals, like last season, so that charities, can benefit. But for me, I still see the history of last season is going to repeat itself. But because of Mabagania, they want to make history.
Skipper, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Now we'll let you go to watch the game, sign a few autographs of you guys. I can see you're still a very popular man within the fans. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Well, of course, that was Lucky Lekgwathi, the captain of Orlando Pirates, or former captain, that is, a very successful captain, won a double treble with Orlando Pirates back in his playing days. He's still very popular with the fan base, Gwen, as you can see. Also some very excited fans coming through the camera as well. They can't wait to see the spectacle here as the game is set to kick off a little bit later. Of course, Orlando Pirates will be looking to extend their record in the MTN8. And of course, Stellenbosch FC will be looking to spoil the party and make right the wrongs of last season when it comes to, their mentality and try to get revenge from the loss in the Mbombela Stadium last season.
Yolulwe Qoshe, thank you very much for coming through there at the Mbombela Stadium.